This is the Dashwood Mausoleum, constructed in 1765 by Sir Francis Dashwood to house the ashes of his family. Tons of Portland stone and local flint. It dominates the landscape surrounding, on the edge of the Wye Valley. But it's hardly the oldest thing to be constructed here. Atop this hill, overlooking the River Wye, thousands of years ago, people constructed a hill fort. The hill fort was probably built here not only for these incredible views, but also because of its position on the River Wye. The course of the River Wye has probably changed a lot in the last few centuries, but at the time of hill fort construction, it would have been wide, untamed, with channels stretching out along this side of the hill and along the current course, effectively in peak flood times, making this hilltop a promontory in the landscape. Another reason for the hill fort's location might have been to keep an eye on the neighbours. If you look across the valley, you can see the site of another local hill fort, Desborough Castle, just to the right of that copper dome. We can't be certain that Desborough Castle and West Wycombe Camp were occupied at the same time. There may have been hundreds of years between the construction and use of either one of them. But if they were occupied at the same time, we can imagine them looking at each other across the Wye Valley. Perhaps the smoke from their fires visible at night. The West Wycombe Hill Fort would have had two entrances. One of them was completely destroyed by the construction of the mausoleum behind me. We can see hints of the other entrance on the ground, but they show up really well in the LiDAR survey that was flown by the Beacons of the Past project. I'm walking in what remains of the ditch that would have been dug to create the earthworks on either side of me. This is what we call a bivalate or multivalate hill fort, in that it has two sets of earthworks. The ramparts here are in pretty good condition for much of the circuit of the top of the hill. But medieval activity inside the hill fort has rearranged some of the layout of the site, and we'll go inside now and have a look. We're now inside the interior of the hill fort, and as you can see all around me, the ground has been heavily disturbed over the years. We're not certain what went on here in the Iron Age, whether there were roundhouses and people lived here, whether it was a place of occasional gathering, whether stock was kept here. And we won't know because of all the graves that have been dug that have churned up the archaeology. However, in the course of the grave digging, we have discovered a few shards of pottery which give us an indication of when things were happening here in the Iron Age. Those pot shards appear to be from the very earliest part of the Iron Age, so we're probably talking somewhere between 700 and 500 BC. It's possible that this enclosure was a sacred space in the Iron Age, an aspect that's carried forward through the centuries. By the 14th century, a church has been constructed on this site, and that 14th century church was remodelled in the late 18th century, again by Sir Francis Dashwood. In 1763, he extended the tower and built the structure we see today, adding atop it the Golden Ball. Covered in gold leaf and rumoured to have been used by the mad monks of Medmenham, the denizens of the Hellfire Caves, the Golden Ball is seen for miles around as a local landmark. In fact, the Dashwood connection to this hill fort carries down even underneath my feet. We are on top of the Hellfire Caves. Some of the material for the mausoleum may have been mined out of those caves, and they were certainly the location for some of the shenanigans that the Hellfire Club got up to. West Wycombe Hill Fort is sometimes called Church Hill Camp because of the church inside. It is the Church of St. Lawrence, which coincidentally is the same name of the church in Cholsbury Camp. If you'd like to learn more about other hill forts in the Chilterns, you can visit the Chilterns Conservation Board website and discover where they're located and how you can visit them.